So, okay, before I start, I want to just apologize for my last video. I didn't realize how close I was sitting to my table over here, so it's like, I can't even crop it out. It's like completely in the shot. I'm just, okay, now we're gonna move on. Hi, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a story time. I haven't done one of these in quite a while, and that's only because I don't have a lot of stories, so I'm gonna try and space them out. And another thing is that a lot of my stories don't end very dramatically. This one is a little bit crazy, and when I say crazy, it's also crazy because I shouldn't have been doing this, but I did it anyways. So when I was 19, I had a job, obviously, and I was your typical 19-year-old. I didn't want to go. I had been talking to this guy. I've known him for years at this point. And he went to school out in Tyler. Now, if you don't know what Tyler is, and you're like, girl, it's a smaller city that's probably 2 hours away from Dallas. And it has like the college out there. So he went to school out there and he lived out there, obviously. And one morning we were texting. Now I was supposed to go to work that morning at like 5 a.m. And we were texting and he was like, come over, I want to see you, blah, 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 all this. And I was like, okay, like, okay, sure. So I call into work and but see, I didn't want to tell my mom at the time that I was going to Tyler. See, this is a bad habit that I have. I don't want to tell my mom things, so I just don't tell her. So I don't tell my mom that I'm going to Tyler. I just kind of go, for lack of better words. I leave the house at the same time I would normally for work, and instead I drive to Tyler. Well, go figure, this morning happens to be one of those mornings where it is pouring rain, like it currently is outside my windows. So it's pouring rain, and he was like, you know what, it's cool, like if you can't make it, like I don't want you to get like hurt or in a wreck or anything. But I was like, I can't go back home, and I sure as heck can't go to work now. I'm coming. So at the time I had an iPhone, I think I had the 4 still. I think I had a 4S, I'm lying. And at this point, I'd had this phone for like a year and a half. Yeah, like a year and a half at this point. And this phone, it was dying. I don't know if this is just me or what, but usually once I have my iPhone for about a year and a half, for some reason the GPS like locator system in it stops working. Like just completely gives up on me. It happened in my 4S, it happened in my 6. And we're gonna hope it doesn't happen to my 7 because I'm gonna be real pissed. So it happened that the GPS decided not to want to work. And on top of everything else, it's pouring down rain, so I can't see signs. Well, I'm not very good at directions. Well, I used to be a lot worse. I'm a little bit better now. So you're supposed to go east, not south. Okay, this is very important, because obviously you go east or you go south. I didn't go east, I went south. So before I even realize it, I am in the middle of God knows nowhere. So I decide, okay, you're gonna calm down, because I'm freaking out, mind you. So I calm down and I get off the highway, thinking that I'm gonna get off the highway and I'm gonna just be able to turn back around and get back on the highway and get back to like where I went wrong, because at this point I had figured it out that I was going the wrong direction. Well, that's not what happened. So I get off this highway and I couldn't tell you what exit it was, because it was literally 5 in the morning. No, it was like 4 in the morning at this point. So it was really, really early in the morning, so I wasn't paying attention much. I get off the highway and it was like another highway type thing. Like it's not like this like normally like in cities and stuff, or like in like metro areas, but like in the middle of nowhere, a lot of times like if you're on one highway, there'll be an exit for a different highway, But it doesn't say highway, it says like road 1059 or something. So I'm thinking it's just gonna turn back around. No. I get off on this highway and I come to the realization that this is not a street, and there's no way in heck that I'm going to be able to get back to that highway. And I'm like, crap. So I'm sitting trying to use my phone. My phone's still not working. There's no stores, there's no gas stations, there's no anything. Thankfully, I did have a full tank of gas, so it wasn't like I was so worried. I wasn't far from Dallas, and that's the weird thing too, is that it's not far. Like, I was probably 45 minutes out, not even, probably 30 minutes from Dallas, but there was nothing. So, as I'm driving down the street, it had stopped raining. All of a sudden, buckets of rain. Buckets and buckets and buckets of rain. I have no idea where I'm at. I am freaking out. I'm losing my mind. And all I can do at this point is continue down this road. And when I say road, I really mean it was a 2-lane road. Not like going each direction, but it was just 2 lanes going one direction, but there's no other cars on the road. None. There's no street lights. Nothing. So I am literally having to use my brights to see through the rain, and there's trees like lining both sides of the road. There's no sign of civilization. Like, I'm not even sure how or why I have to end up in this lane. So, but I did, and that's apparently what's important. So eventually I do come up to like a little intersection where there was more cars and another highway. Now, I was so freaked out at this point that like I just couldn't deal. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna follow other cars. So I take the little ramp and I get on to it's a highway. It's not really a highway, but whatever. And I'm with other cars. And all of a sudden, the highway definitely turned into a road. And I was in Waxahachie. I don't know. And Waxahachie is like an hour away, I want to say. Something like that. But it's 3 hours from Tyler. So I have now driven an hour out of my way and added an hour to my trip. Yeah, that was not fun at all. And so then I'm in Waxahachie. My phone is still not working. It's not working. I cannot get that thing to even load anything at this point. And I'm like, please God, please. And I can't get my text messages to work. The guy that is like, oh, I want to see you, he's fucking asleep. So it's not like he's answering my text messages to tell me, because he is from this area. So he would know a little bit. But yeah, fun time. So I end up in Waxahachie at some it was a hospital. Why I didn't go in and use their Wi-Fi, I don't know, but I didn't. So eventually my phone does pull up something. Now mind you, it's probably 5 a.m. at this point. Still not a lot of traffic. It's still very dark, especially in these smaller towns. There's not a lot. And they don't really function a lot. So I'm, basically on my own. Well, at this point, once the phone loads and everything, I get it loaded and I get directions to where I'm supposed to be. And it tells me that I have to go 50 miles down one road. And do y'all want to know what this one road looked like? Take a wild guess. Please, take a wild one. Because I promise you can guess. Literally a 2-lane road. And this time, it was not 2 lanes going one direction. It was 2 lanes going opposite directions. So you got one person going this way, one person going that way. Oh my God. And on the sides of the road, it's just lined in huge trees. And it's dark. And it is still pouring rain. Let Let that sink in. It is pouring rain. And now I'm in like, at this point, it's kind of like, well, I drove to Waxahachie. I might as well just drive to Tyler. Like, it doesn't make sense not to. So I drive down this road, pouring rain. I'm terrified. I'm literally grabbing the wheel so hard because I'm so scared that like either I'm gonna spin off, someone's going to hit me, I'm going to hit a freaking deer. I don't even know. Okay, so finally I get to I think it's 30. I have no idea. It's an actual highway, interstate. It's okay. I finally get to it after probably like an hour of driving, maybe a little less. I can't remember exactly, but so I finally get to it and I'm on the highway, and now it's about 6:30ish at this point. So the sun's coming up. It's a little brighter, except with that on interstates that brings truckers. It's still like pouring rain. And the guy I'm talking to, he's like, just go home, like it's not worth it. And I'm like, I can't go home because if I go home right now, then my mom's gonna know I called into work, and I can't go to work because I called in. I mean, buckets of rain, it's pouring rain. I am terrified that my car is gonna run off the freaking road. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And eventually I got to where I was going, and I stayed there for a couple hours, and then I went home. And it was pointless. It was so dumb. I should never have done that, but I'm an idiot. Yeah. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also hit that red subscribe button right down below. I upload new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Bye, guys. If you're going to be a dumb girl and you're gonna drive 2 hours after having called in to work, please at least know where you're going, because it's not fun being lost, especially when your phone doesn't work. Experience me.